Breaking news from Russia. These are pictures just in from a Moscow courtroom where a Canadian man has been convicted of spying. A judge has sentenced Paul Whelan to 16 years in a maximum security prison. He has always maintained he was set up by secret police. We're watching for reaction from Ottawa. For more, let's turn to freelance reporter Julia Chapman. She joins us live from Moscow. Julia, thanks for joining us. This court ruling only came down hours ago. Walk us through what happened and a little more about the case.
Well, John, the fact is there are not many details about this case because the trial has largely been held behind closed doors. What we do know is in December 2018, Paul Whelan was arrested at a Moscow hotel where he was getting ready for a friend's wedding. Now, he says that he was found with a flash drive that had been given to him by a friend. His friend had told him that there were holiday photos on that flash drive, but the FSB, Russia's security services, alleged that there was confidential classified intelligence on that flash drive, an allegation that Paul Whelan has denied any knowledge of. He says that he never saw the contents of that flash drive, and that's essentially all we really know about the accusations. All of the evidence has been voiced behind closed doors. Paul Whelan is not just a citizen of Canada, he also holds passports of the US, Britain and Ireland, and the ambassadors of all four of those countries have been repeatedly denied access to the trial on national security grounds because they say that the evidence is classified.
So Whelan has always said that he was set up by a Russian agent. Any chance of an appeal here or potentially even a prisoner exchange deal?
His lawyers say that they will appeal, but the prisoner exchange is the more likely outcome, and that's certainly what Paul Whelan's family has been pinning their hopes on. They believe that he was set up in order to create some pretext for a future prisoner exchange down the line, and that was the Russian government's intention behind this arrest all along. They believe that his sentencing, this verdict today, is not the end point, but indeed a starting point for a possible prisoner exchange later. I've been speaking to Paul's brother, David, from his home outside of Toronto. This is what he had to say.
Well, I think at heart, it's about the Russian exchange fund, having people that they can hold in their prison system for long-term political capital against other countries. And I think Paul will be held until there's a suitable opportunity for the Russians to release him as an act of goodwill, as a trade for something else, or in response to sanctions or other things from the United States government.
Well, Paul Whelan's family says they've had very limited contact with him throughout his time in prison while he's been awaiting trial. He has received medical treatment in a Moscow hospital for a hernia problem, but they have no details on his current condition. But they're very hopeful that now that he has been given this verdict and this sentencing to 16 years in a Russian labor camp, that there will be processes now behind closed doors at diplomatic levels between the United States government, which has been taking the lead when it comes to the Whelan trial, and the Russian government on a possible prisoner exchange.
Julia, thank you. Freelance reporter Julia Chapman in Moscow. And of course, we'll bring reaction from Ottawa about this court ruling as soon as we get it.